Hey listeners, this is Pete Moriarty and I'm here with my amazing co-host Carl Taylor. This is the Entrepreneurs Rising show where we want to help lift all boats, and that's with all of you entrepreneurs. Now we're doing something a little bit different for this week's episode, and that is we are sharing a little section we like to call What's Real for You Right Now. And we want to kind of give you a little bit of a snapshot, like a fly on the wall kind of picture of what we're literally working on right now in our businesses, just so you get an idea of, at the stage of business where we're at right now, what our minds are on, what are our fears, what are our frustrations, and, what are the things that we're excited about. So, Carl, I'm going to hand to you and ask you, what is real for you, my friend?
Oh, what's real for me? Many things. Many things are real. Um, so one of the things that we've faced at Automation Agency, the big thing has been a slowdown in new client signups, especially over the Christmas New Year break period. That we had a much lower uptake of new clients, and combined with an increase in churn, right? So it was just that period of time we had a bump in people canceling. That's what churn is, right? People leaving. And then we had a lower than expected number of new clients. So we're losing more than we gained. And so we've known for a while that our marketing systems need some improvement. But the thing that's just really penny dropped for me, or I've worked through my mindset stuff to get to, is I've been the marketing guy behind my business. Why? Because I love marketing. I frankly know more about marketing than anyone else in the business. And I've got a vision that I want. But what I've realized is that when it comes to the marketing of our business, we do a lot of great marketing for our clients, but it's time for me to remove me from that as well. I can be in the strategy of suggestions, but I need to bring in someone or many people to do that. And so I've gone through a few different ranges of looking at hiring individuals, and I've interviewed a bunch of individuals. I've also interviewed a bunch of agencies, and we're currently going through that process right now of finding the best partner or partners to fill that role. So that's been a really big thing that's current for me is, all right, we need more activity in marketing. We need it to just be consistent. And I've got two choices: build my own internal team or work with someone who's got a team like us, but can be a bit more hands-on. And so at the moment, it's leaning towards being an agency. I've still got a few more proposals I'm waiting to see, but I'm leaning towards a particular provider that I think we're going to go with. So that's what's been really real for me on the marketing side. Outside of that, similar to our recent episode we just did, what's been real for me has been frustration with the team, frustration with delivery, um, seeing things not being done the way I would like them to be done. And so it's been about focusing and going, okay, well, what of these things need to be fixed? And what of these fires can be let and left burning? I think we talked about this in a previous episode a while back, that when you get to the level of CEO and true leader and owner of your business, it's not that there aren't fires. It's about deciding which fires you can let burn, which ones you can't. Brain dumping. Just yesterday, I was massively overwhelmed. I was feeling like all this stuff was happening. People were pinging me. I need this. I got a phone call from the accountant, hearing about clients who aren't happy. It's just, and then I had all these other projects of ideas that I wanted to roll out. I'm overwhelmed. And then there's more people adding. And I even had the thought, I feel like I'm drowning. That was the thought that entered my mind. And I caught myself. I was like, no, I'm not drowning. I'm above the water. There's just lots of water around, and there's some fires that are somehow burning in this water, but not all of them need to be attended to right now. Let's just do a big list of every idea, everything, I wrote to do, and then I crossed it out and I said action item, because I don't like to do's. And I just wrote this big list of action items, and that started to release it and get it out of me. That was yesterday. I was feeling massively overwhelmed. I feel a lot better today. But you know what? The reality is today's been just as busy, if not more busy than yesterday. But the way I'm showing up is different. So that's what's been really present for me in the last 24, 48 hours. What about you, Pete?
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Carl. I really appreciate it. So I am this week recovering from a brain trauma injury because I had a little stack on my dirt bike last week and brief visit to the hospital. Thankfully, no broken bones or anything, but I really only have the mental cognition and capacity for a couple of hours of critical thinking per day. And so even though my schedule is typically pretty tight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, rather than doing 5 or 6 hours of meetings, I'm really only able to do 2 and a bit hours before I start to get a bit zonked. And, if I push myself too hard, it's going to actually further delay and potentially cause even more damage. And so it's an interesting place to be in that we also have very current challenges in the business. Like you, we've always been focusing on the churn of our customers in our business. We are also a subscription business, and we actually missed our budget guidance in December, and we had a $35,000 net loss in December, and that's a big kick in the nuts. There's a few different reasons for that, and some other kind of like capital activity that came into it. But for us to have such a large loss in a single month is pretty hurtful. And so for us, I'm balancing between rallying the team and a select few projects that I'm involved in to work on improving the business and the business unit that was hurting in terms of profitability, and also being able to balance how much energy I actually have. And I really appreciate that because it just forces me to delegate, forces me to trust the team, forces me to really, really know and understand, the limits of what I can actually control and make happen. And then I'm just absolutely ruthless with my time and what I put my energy towards. And I think that's really a great skill to have. There's someone who's been asking me to be on their podcast for a number of months, and I had been directing them to my marketing manager, and they kept reaching out to me directly. And that was pretty interesting to me because they were asking me to come on their podcast and share the secrets to business and, secrets to how have I been able to be successful in business. And I thought to myself, well, I've been able to be successful because I'm so good at saying no and being ruthless with my time, and I'm so good at trusting my team to do things. And so I continued to direct that person to the right person on my team who could help them, which was not myself. And so, what's present for me right now operationally in terms of actually executing things, we are building out more value in our concierge product. In reducing churn, we know that it's all a value equation. And my belief is that our product is something that customers will subscribe to and then they keep forever. They don't need to unsubscribe from it if they continue to get value. The challenge is, how do we bridge the gap between the customers, or not the challenge, but the discovery to be made, is how do we bridge the difference between customers who buy our product and stay forever versus customers who subscribe for 1 year and then don't resubscribe. So that's always the big question on our mind, and we're doing lots of work on that. So practically, we're building out chatbots, as a way of our customers getting even more rapid and semi-automated support from us, although there's still humans behind it. Amongst that, we've just launched some pretty awesome new training programs for free. So for any customers that are utilizing Google Workspace and not yet billing with us, a little pitch for that, they can actually transfer their licenses into our billing platform and get access to a whole bunch of our Google Classrooms to train your staff on best practices with Workspace. So that's pretty exciting. That's real for me. And I think, working with my executive team, what I've learnt recently is that the only thing that I can do, well, not the only thing, but the most effective thing that I can do is to upgrade my managers as humans. If I can help them work on themselves as humans, all the other stuff will fall into place. And I've got a general manager who keeps tabs on what projects they're working on and what, action items are being done and all those kind of things. All that's handled. And I go, okay, well, what can Pete do apart from setting vision? Well, I can help grow people as humans. And that means that when they are working on those action items, they're showing up in the best possible way. So I've really been running with that. I've been doing a leadership clinic, 90 minutes every week with all the leaders in our business. And in that, I effectively regurgitate stuff that I've learned in other training programs. I'll go to a course over a weekend, or I'll do a training program online, or I'll be inspired to share something in particular with the team. And from there, I will, take that and turn it into a bit of a training program, run it with the team, and then hold space for them and facilitate.
Love that. That's amazing. And there's so many great initiatives that you guys are working on. And, and what you said about churn, it's the question constantly is you've got these clients that stay multi-years. For us, we've got clients who've been with us 6 years, and then we've got other clients that are with us for 3 months. And it's constantly the question of what's the difference between them? What's the difference that ultimately means someone stays for 3 months versus someone staying for 6 years? So I'm constantly thinking about that all the time. And we've got some cool things we're working on that too. But I love what you're working on. And one of the best things, I don't know if I ever shared it with you, Pete, the automating of some of the manual work. We, a few years ago, rolled out an AI that when a client emails us, it automatically puts it in the right, task association. So the fact you're working on some AI stuff, chatbots, I think that's going to be really good. So love hearing about what you're working on, man. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's inspiring as always to hear what you're working on. So thank you.
Yeah. And to the listener, we'd love to know what you're working on. Jump on the blog post for this, drop us a comment, drop us a message on socials. If there's something that you're struggling with right now, write in. You can connect with us on the social pages. Just search for Entrepreneurs Rising on Facebook or your social platform of choice. We'd love to hear from you, and we may even choose to cover your challenge in an upcoming episode. Until next time, check out all of our back catalogue of shows at rising.show. You can connect with us there on socials. We'd love a review if you're enjoying this. And please, as always, if you've found value, share this with someone who you think may get value from it as well. Until next time, we will see you soon. Carl, thanks so much for joining me, man. I love hosting with you. Have a good one, dude.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Bye.